Oh, it's video.
That's a nice toy.
Well, we got video.
Got video. Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's hey.
And this is,
What?
say hi.
Hi. Let's do it with style, you know. I already did that.
Oh. Dad, you want to say anything?
Oh yeah, I love you. Love you and Mom very much.
But what about
I
a
see you.
toy?
I see you have my most of my head. Yeah.
Do you want to say goodbye?
Yeah. Goodbye. I love you very much. But all of you, both of you.
You want to say goodbye, Mom?
Hell no. I'm still twitching in my britches over the gardenia bush.
Okay.
7-foot gardenia bush.
See you guys later. Hello, everybody. Hope everybody's doing well right now. Today is currently Monday, the 12th, 2026. January the 12th, 2026. I thought I would try to make a video for you guys. I'll have to probably lean down a little bit. I'm making a chair. I'm not sure. But my tripod, I thought, was a little bit higher than what it really is. And so I'm going to have to probably get another tripod that's larger. But this is fine for right now. I hope everybody's doing well. Everybody on this side of the screen is okay. I did lose my father over the weekend, Saturday morning. He passed away at the age of 89, and he was on hospice for a week before he passed away. He was expected to be on hospice for several weeks to several months, and so I think the medication that he was on to help him kind of relax him, I think kind of sped up the process, I guess you could say. He never was a person of narcotics. He never took any medications really, unless it was prescribed to him. He never really took Tylenol or aspirin. He was really good, and that's the way with me too. I'll only take medication if I really think it's needed. But I just I'm not a person of that care plan of where I think I need medication. Like I think I need to go to the doctor and take medication and stuff like that. Even for a headache, things like that, I really don't take anything. I try to sleep it off, or I try to drink a lot of water and get rid of it that way. But yeah, other than that, so he's at peace right now. I hope. I don't know. He's probably still trying to find, his peace. I'm not sure. I just wish nothing but wonderful things for his soul, and I hope he's in heaven with his family, and I hope he met the big guy up there. And I hope he's doing well. I really do. I hope his soul is at rest right now. As for me and my mom, we're okay. I still feel like it's a dream. I still feel like it's a weird place for me. I can't really explain or describe how I feel. There's moments that I get kind of choked up and kind of get, emotional. But I think my mom's taking it a little harder than what I am. I just can't help but think of all the good times we've had, and all the wisdom that he shared with me. And unfortunately, none of that really fell off onto me. I don't have that knowledge that of which he had, but I don't know. I know he would want me to try harder, and I know he was the type of person that he pushed himself, and he always he never gave any excuses. He just did it. I know for school when I was growing up, I always wanted to stay home or like things like that, and he always said, Chris, look, we all have to do things that we don't want to do. He said, I have to go to work, you have to go to school. That's how we do it right now. He's like, later, he's like, you get to do whatever you want. He's like, right now, we have to do the things that are expected of us. And he would take me to work with him sometimes if I didn't have school, if I had a day off or something. But a lot of the times he would take me to school and then he would go to work. And then on the way back from work, when school was up, he would pick me up and then take me home, and or he would take me with him to work to finish up a job. And so he was always active with me, and I always got to. I learned some things from him and his jobs, and a lot of his clients were so nice. They always gave him something, or like they gave something to me a little bit, and it was very rememberable, memorable. Yeah. um, so, but after I had to take care of my mom the other day, after we got some of the arrangements taken care of, I had to go to his place of where he passed away. And I had to gather all his belongings up, and his clothes and his his teddy bears and things like that. Over the years, he's gotten for Valentine's Day and Christmas and his birthdays and things of that nature. So he he was, I think he was in a living facility for about 5.5 years, I would say. um, Maybe 4.5 years, maybe five. uh, when he first went in, he was okay. Like he needed assistance and stuff like that. But his legs were real bad and he couldn't walk anymore. And I think the cause of it all was a stroke. And I think that's what really kind of sent him down a little bit, is because of that. But over the years, he was he didn't lose his memory. He knew who we were. He talked to us. Toward the end, he couldn't really feed himself a whole lot. He needed some assistance. But yeah, I'm trying to think of anything else I could really explain. He was a good guy. He did anything for anybody. He would take his own shirt off his back and give it to you if you really needed it. But he's a great father, great husband, great friend. Um, it's such a good guy, and I wish that I was able to know him longer. You know, I kind of wish I was able to be there before he passed away. But things happen. Um, but I think I'll always kick myself in the butt for not being there when he passed. But there's no knowing. Uh, I kind of felt when the time was coming that it was going to happen soon. Um, I'm glad it happened because he was in pain. I knew he was in pain with his condition that he was in, with his legs and with his being in bed and getting some bed sores at times, and they would take care of him. And they were so good at the facility that he was at. They did very good. They had a good care team for him. They did a good job. They did a good job of taking care of him. Yeah, can't even think. My brain's all scrambled up right now. But so after I took care of my mom and we went out to eat for a little bit to try to take our minds off, the situation. It was hard, but we had to, do something to take spend our time away to where we're not just sitting around. So we went out to eat. Then we met with the funeral home and we made the arrangements. And so I think at a time this week, we're going to receive all the information when the ceremony or the service is going to be. And we're not going to have such a big service like normal, like it would be normally. I think we're just going to go to the cemetery and do a memorial service for him there. I think just like the immediate family is going to be there. I have a friend, he's going to attend too. So, it's going to be emotional. I'm going to try to hold it together. I'm going to try to be good. Uh, but that's how it goes. That's part of life, and that's what we're all going to experience someday. But yeah, I don't think there's a day that goes by since he passed away that I don't talk to him. I constantly talk to him, out loud sometimes and tell him I love him, and I think of all the good things that we've shared. It's good stuff. I'm sorry if I'm not making a lot of sense, or if I'm not if I'm not finding the right words to describe certain things. I'm not very good with dialogue when it comes to in these situations. But I wanted to go outside, but it's like 29 degrees outside, and I thought it would be best to be in here in the warmth of the building. I tried to get a good angle of this here. It's pretty nice. I tried to find a location in where I could sit down and do a video. I'm gonna probably take you guys in here somewhere where I could just sit down and talk. But I thought I would kind of talk to you guys a little bit about what's going on and what I'm going to be doing. I think what I want to do is try to get. Sorry, I was just trying to see if there was like anything in the way that I shouldn't be really filming, so I didn't want to do that and get in trouble. But yeah, so I think this week I'm going to take care of a lot of the funeral arrangements, try to like tweak some things out, and also try to make a video for my dad. Try to make like I'll probably add some pictures that I find on my phone and add them to this video. Probably put them in the middle of this video, or the beginning, or the end. I'm not sure. I can put a picture into the video while I'm talking, and I might do that. I kind of learned how to do that. But I'm just trying to figure out words to explain everything right now. I don't know how to talk anymore after this. I just don't have the right, like, my brain it's just foggy and I can't concentrate, and I don't know. I can explain to you guys my day, I guess. So yesterday I finished up with my mom and I went out and it was bizarre. Like, me and my mom went to go to the National Cemetery here in Fort Smith, and we went to go visit her father, my grandfather. And then afterwards, we went to try to find my great uncle, which was my mom's uncle. He was buried there. And ironically enough, my father's going to be buried in that cemetery that, which my grandfather and my great uncle is buried at. So that's cool because he was in the military and or the service. He was in the Korean War, and so he's going to be able to be buried there. He's going to be cremated, and so I didn't. This is how uneducated I am. I thought when a person was cremated, the family had their ashes, received their ashes, but I guess you can bury the ashes. Like, I don't. I thought you had to spread them. I don't know. Like, I'm still uneducated on all that. Like, I never asked. I never thought to ask about that situation. But yeah. So my dad's going to be buried in that national cemetery here in Fort Smith, and also my mom, when she passes away, I think she's going to be buried on the other side of him. Like, so here's my father that's going to be buried, and here's his gravestone, and I think she's going to be on this side. If I understand that, I don't know. I don't know. I'll have to find out and figure out. I'm just trying to think of it in my head, but I think my mom's going to be cremated too. At first, she was talking big, and she wanted to be her ashes wanted to be spread in California by the big redwood trees and things like that. And I said, I can do that. We can make a trip out of it. And now she wants to be with her husband, which I understand. I totally respect that. I think, like she changed her mind a lot, which I think it's good to have her ashes with my father's ashes. I highly recommended that. Um, so I recommend that. I didn't recommend that. She wanted that, but I agree with her. Yeah. So um, anyway, after that, I took her home, and then I went to a cemetery. I can't remember the name of it. I went to it by myself, and I went to go try to find my great aunt's headstone where she's buried, and I couldn't find it. And so I was going to go to my grandmother's cemetery where she's buried, but I think there wasn't enough time. So, and I know I need it, and I wanted to exchange my pants that I got like several months earlier. And so I said, I need to really do that. This is the time I need to do that. So I wound up doing that. And I wound up texting my wife or calling her and letting her know what I was going to do. Um, and I told her I was going to, clean up my dad's stuff and go for a walk afterwards. But after I cleaned out my dad's stuff, that was another thing. I went to go clean out my dad's room where he was at in the living facility where he passed away. And but uh, I went to I went to go do that, and instead of going for the walk, I went to go exchange my pants. I got the pants on right now, but the thing is, these are athletic wear, or not athletic wear, athletic fit. And at first, I was like, yeah, I think these are going to be okay. But I'm in the same boat that I was in last time because the same pants, uh, like I felt the same way about these pants as I did before, and they're just like a darker color, and these are a lighter color, and so it was just I thought they were a different size. I was like, yeah, they're okay, but they're not. I wanted, I think it was the style I like, but I don't like them on me, so I'm stuck with it. So I'll have to eventually buy a new pair of pants, maybe like a slim fit or something like that. It's going to that I'm going to be happy with. So yeah, like there's that. So I basically exchanged the pant for another pair of pants that were the same kind, but a lighter color. And I don't know. I just feel kind of rushed whenever I go do that, and yeah. So I yeah, that's that. So I'm just gonna be okay with it, and I'm sure if I wash them over time, they might kind of shrink up a little bit to where I might be happy with like the style my pants turn into. I don't know. Who knows? But yeah. So it's not a whole lot going on. I went out with my buddy for lunch. We went to Buffalo Wild Wings. It was his treat, so um, I was very thankful for that. He didn't even have to. I was so I was very thankful he done it. That was cool. So thank you, Robert. If you're watching, thank you so much. I appreciate that, and I love you, buddy. Um, Man, we had the same thing. We had beer cheese cheesesteak. And at first, I was like, I don't know if I really want that. I don't. I was like a burger or some wings. And the more I was looking at it, I was like, I haven't had a cheesesteak in like some years. So I was like, I'll give it a try. It was delicious. I was like, wow. And then we had that came with fries, and then we had an appetizer. Um, I think it was a pick four, so I picked two, and he put pick two. So we had chicken dippers, we had Buffalo Wild Wings, Buffalo Wild Wings, wings, um, and those things were two like those two things were hot. We had fried pickles, and there's another thing that we had. I don't know. And if you know what they were, Robert, comment them, and then I'll remember, or we'll just talk about it later. I don't know, but they were pretty good. And then I had Pepsi to drink, and I think he had water and a Guinness. And I was thinking to myself, because I wasn't going to ask him, I was just going to kind of like tell him and be like, hey, like you got a Guinness, right? Because the way it looked and stuff. But I was like, what are you drinking? He was like a Guinness. I was like, oh. I was like, I kind of figured, but I was like, just to make sure, I'm gonna ask. But let me tell you something. With those hot wings that we had, Pepsi was not the answer for a to rinse them down with. Like that burned, and afterwards, I was having bad acid reflux. I was like, my goodness, that is bad. But I can't be doing that a whole lot. I need to drink more water, and if I'm gonna drink anything spicy, I'll probably have to have milk. That's like the only thing I'll have to remember next time. Is just have like milk and or just take some kind of acid reducer before I do that, so it's not going to be as bad. But yeah, I'm sorry for blabbing away and really, yapping my gums right now. But if you made it this far in the video, I appreciate it. I appreciate you just sticking around with me and listening to me ramble. This week, hopefully, everything will be said and done, and we will have the service soon. It might be this week. We don't know. It's kind of, we might have it Monday, we might have it Tuesday or Wednesday of next week or Thursday. I don't know. But I don't think it's going to be this week at all because the death certificate is supposed to like be in the middle of this week, and I didn't even know that. I thought it was like right then and there, but I guess because of the weekend and stuff, it takes some time. But I'll have to probably get a copy of that. And there's so many hoops that I have to jump through to get things situated, which I don't really have to take part in. It's the funeral director, I think, that's going to help me with that. So I think I may have to make a few phone calls. If any, I have to make maybe one or two. Like I don't even have to do a whole lot. I think that's more on his part. But or I might not even have to do anything. I don't know. It's so new to me. I'm trying to understand all the ins and outs of these things that I have to go through right now. So I'll be relaxed and a lot easier to deal with, I think, once all this is said and done. And I think I'll be a little more lighter, I guess. Like I'll be back to my old self after all this is over. So I just hope everything goes well, and I hope I don't lose my crackers when when this happens. And I might, it happens, but I'm trying to be strong for my family and try to. Whew, I'm about to start crying. Yeah, but I don't know what to talk about. Like I'm so uneventful. And I'm sorry. I think my wife is like feels that way. That's why she's on her phone all the time. Like she's like, I'm not gonna have a conversation with him. He's friggin' boring. But I just don't have anything interesting to talk about. So I would like to maybe go out and do more videos. I could have done that yesterday. I could have made a little small history video about a place, but I was just so like just so lost in a way to where I couldn't really concentrate. It's crazy. It's like now, so I turned the music off in the building, and now I'm hearing all these weird sounds, and I'm sure it's just the building settling that I can't talk right. Um, but I mean, I would take you guys throughout this place, but I'm just so afraid that the hospital name is going to pop up, or there's something here that that's going to, well, shoot. Yeah, there is a name, but I think they're just kind of blocked out. I shouldn't really. Nah, it's okay. I'll think about it. I think like right there is a sign, or is it right there? I think it says the name of the hospital, but I don't think you can really see that. It doesn't matter. But I would hope to try to make the video more being outside and things like that. And sorry, I was looking at the time. I didn't want to go over 30 minutes, but yeah, I try to do a video being outside and go into a location and filming and making something there. But I still need to get out to go to get to. I need to get. I got to go to that. I need to get my my phone holder for my vehicle, and I don't know whether I can still keep what I have on my phone, my holder rather, my phone holder, and I can just replace the bottom of it because that's the part that's not sticking to the material in my car, or I can just buy a full like phone mount. And I think it's like $20, $21 after tax. It's not bad. But I just need to find like the right one and something that I'm going to be comfortable with, and that's something that I can use to where I can turn the phone a certain way and I can like move it. I've seen one on TikTok and it's really cool, but the thing is I don't want to order it off of any website. I don't care if it's TikTok or Amazon, whatever. Um, but I want to be able to buy it outright, like from a store or somewhere like that, and just kind of have it immediately, just so that way if I don't like the product, I could just take it back instead of having to like package it back up and like put the address on it and ship it back, and it's just so time consuming. So I'd rather just buy it from like one of these stores somewhere around town here. But I still have to do that. What I really want to do is buy the DJI 3 camera, and I think that's kind of cool. But I could buy it on my credit card, my Best Buy credit card, but I really don't. I really don't want to mess with my credit card and have to pay back that money because I'm trying to get out of like being in debt a little bit. So I'm trying to deal with that. But I don't know. I might just try to use my phone as long as I can. And that's another thing. I have to buy a new phone. So maybe using my phone will be better than having this buying a camera right now until I am able to buy a camera. I don't know. Um, I don't know. Time will tell. I'm sure I'll be able to get something sometime to where I could be happy and be able to have a editing software on a computer on my wife's computer to where I can hook it up. And I think more my seeing on this situation is I'm a procrastinator and I work nights, I sleep during the day, and I feel like there's not enough time to do a lot of these things. But I know I have to get my wife's computer fixed and kind of cleaned up and have enough room on that computer to edit, to have an editing software on there. I don't even know if it's possible to have an editing software on her computer. Um, I don't know. I may have to buy a whole new laptop. I mean, that's the thing. So, but I mean, I have the editing software on my phone, and I think right now is okay. I feel like it's okay right now. Um, I may later in the future might buy a editing software to where I can edit, more videos at a time and have larger spaces to have more material. I don't know. We'll find out. But yeah, I just wanted to talk to you guys about that, and hope everybody a good the rest of January, and I hope everything goes well for everybody and stay healthy and tell everyone that you love them, all your loved ones, and be kind to each other, and be positive and try to be more positive toward your family and friends. And if you feel like you're going to say something that's going to hurt somebody, just try to rethink of what you're going to say and try to help people out there. I know at times with my kids I get agitated and get a little frustrated with them, and or I take my phone out and things like that, and they don't need that right now. Really, them, it doesn't matter what age you are, but you just have to try to help them, and anybody really. But like for example, my child got upset, and he was playing by himself, and he actually turned the TV off, and it's a rare occurrence. And he was playing, and he was like, "Daddy, come play with me." And I was doing something, and I was like, "I'll be right there." And then I found myself on my phone doing something else, and he's like, "Daddy, play with me." And I just had to shut the phone off and stop doing what I was doing and play with him, because that time with him, I don't think I'll ever get. I mean, there'll be times, but it's just times like that, because you keep ignoring that, and then there's gonna be a time where you'd be like, "All right, I'm ready to go, kid," and he's gonna be like 21 with his friends and his girlfriend, or married or something, or he might be moved to the military or something. I don't know, like some. I hope not, but yeah, I kind of feel like that way with my friends and my family. Like I kind of just, yeah, like kind of felt like I crapped the time away with the ones I loved a whole lot. But it's hopefully I'll get a second chance with certain friends and things like that. And I really don't have anyone to. Sorry, I just saw something, and I just saw something move. I don't know. Maybe I'm just seeing things. I don't know. But yeah, I say certain friends. I really don't have a whole lot of friends. Like most of my friends are passed away. Um, like, well, like there's another friend. He's in the Old Mercy here in town. He lives. They converted that into apartments, and he's a pretty good guy. His name's Marvin. I'd like to try to see him at some point. I will have to see him. He's a good guy. Um, I think about him at times. But yeah, enough of me talking. This video has been all over the place, and if y'all don't want to watch it, that's fine. If you just want to give it a thumbs up and a comment and help this video move forward, I'd really appreciate it. Or just let this video play and go do something else for like 34 minutes or however many minutes that I'm going to record this video. However long I'm going to record this video. Yeah, I'm so bad with talking. But I love you guys. I hope everybody is well and does well, and keep moving forward. And whatever you're having trouble with, I hope you keep working on it, and you'll eventually get it. So I encourage you to keep moving, and keep hitting that drum. But all right, guys, I love you, and don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe and comment and share with your friends and your family if you want. All right, bye.